Welcome once again to Miss Angela's Kitchen. We have a special guest that has decided to grace us with his presence, Mr. Tom.
Hey, how y'all doing?
He has decided to stop by and show us how to make his famous biscuits.
Well, they're Southern Buttermilk Biscuits, and I've got a powerful hunger to butter your biscuit.
Oh, I do declare, Mr. Tom.
Well, making biscuits is as easy as falling off a log. Let me show y'all how it's done.
All righty.
First, we need a drink.
Ooh, yeah, I've got me some Buttermilk wine.
I got me a little shine.
Ooh, yeah.
That gets things going in the morning.
Yes, it does, Mr. Tom. Woo!
As always, we start with white lily flour. Nothing like it, no excuses. If you can't find it, don't make biscuits. Of course, we have to have some of this spray, ice cold buttermilk, none of that low fat malarkey. Some real butter, and some cold Crisco. Miss Angela, where do you keep your Crisco?
I keep it in an ice box, and some of y'all may think of that as a refrigerator.
Well, that's perfect. Pause.
Mr. Tom, how do we proceed to making your biscuits?
First things first, let's get all the necessary tools that are required for making biscuits. First of all, you need a good heavy pan, dark in color. Do you know why we use a dark pan, Miss Angela?
No, could you tell me, Mr. Tom?
Why, I'd be more than happy to. The dark pan will let the bottoms stay nice and light color while the tops get brown.
Should the biscuits be touching each other, or should they be separated?
I'll get to that, Miss Angela.
Okay.
Then you need a bowl for mixing, a sifter.
All right.
You're going to need a biscuit cutter, a rolling pin, and a floured towel. Now this towel is out of an old flour bag. Now if you can't find one, go to your local mercantile. They'll have it.
Okay. What type of material does that need to be out of, Mr. Tom?
Flour bag.
I know, but can it be like,
it must be a flour bag.
Okay. All right, just making sure.
Now you're going to make a pan of biscuits. It takes 2.5 cups of white lily self-rising flour, and you go ahead and, Miss Angela, can I get you to pour that through the sifter?
Sure. Just like that, Mr. Tom. Just dump it all in at one time?
Dump it all in there, yes ma'am.
All right.
Make sure you get it all.
Okay.
Here, I'll take that out of your way, Miss Angela.
All right, and what do I do with it
Just
now?
bump the sides of that sifter and let it go to the bottom of that bowl.
Well, that might take a long time, Mr. Tom.
Nah,
is that
it
normal?
only takes a minute.
Are you sure?
Pause.
There we go. There you go. It does not take time, not a lot of time at all, Mr. Tom.
Nope. Now we can just put that in the sink.
All righty. What'll be next, Mr. Tom?
Well, in your cold Crisco, it's necessary for this much flour, about 2.5 cups. You're going to need 1 tablespoon.
All righty.
And go ahead and, I like to use a fork to cut that in with.
All right. And why is that, Mr. Tom?
So that you can get it equally distributed. So I go ahead and take that out of the tablespoon.
Can I help you there, Mr. Tom?
I believe I've got it, but I thank you, Miss Angela.
All righty. I'm just
Now,
anxious for you to get those biscuits done.
Too much Crisco in your biscuits. They make them hard like hockey pucks. And nobody likes eating brickbats.
Wow.
Let me get this out of the way. Now, what I have to do now is you have to cut this into your sifted flour. But first, that always make me thirsty, so I need a little bourbon.
Woo! And I need a little wine. Mmm. That is good Buttermilk wine. That's
Southern gentleman loves bourbon. And 4 Roses is mighty fine.
And a Southern lady loves wine.
All right, Miss Angela. What we're going to do, we're going to cut this shortening, this Crisco, into the flour real fine, because you don't want any big lumps. Lumpy is bad.
Lumpy is bad. Well, that looks pretty, Mr. Tom. That
Beautiful,
looks
no
red.
lumps.
No lumps.
Now it is time to incorporate the ice cold buttermilk.
Okay.
And the lumpier the better.
Oh my. So the buttermilk can be lumpy?
It can. Buttermilk can't go bad. It's already bad. And you can always add more milk. You can never add more flour.
That's true.
So let's go ahead and get this incorporated. If we need some more, we can always get it out of the icebox.
Well, how much buttermilk was that, Mr. Tom?
It takes about a cup, but it could take as much as a cup and a quarter. You can always add more milk. You can never add more flour, and it really just depends on the weather.
So the weather does have an effect on making biscuits?
Absolutely. Now, before we turn this out onto our floured towel, it's time to turn on the oven. We need to preheat the oven to 500 degrees.
Alrighty.
And before we even turn it out, I like spraying this with that spray stuff.
Let me get that for you, Mr. Tom.
If you'll hold the lid, Miss Angela. I don't like spraying over the floor, so I'm just going to spray it into the sink. Doesn't take a lot, but you need to have it down. Sticky biscuits is bad business.
Alrighty, Mr. Tom. Looking good.
And we have a little bit of extra flour on the towel so that the biscuit dough doesn't stick. So we'll just turn that out right here.
So it doesn't matter if there's a lot of flour on the towel?
You need some flour on it, Miss Angela. Otherwise, it'll stick straight to that towel.
Okay.
Just like a tick to a hound dog.
Well, I do declare, Mr. Tom.
Now, you'll just put that in the sink for me, Miss Angela.
I will, Mr. Tom.
You can have a taste if you'd like.
Oh, no thank you.
Now, before we move on, we need to dust the top with a little bit of flour. Otherwise, it'll just stick to our fine rolling pin. So,
okay.
I put just a little dab on my hands and just sprinkle it on top like so. You can pat that down a little bit more. A little bit in the other hand, because we're gonna get our hands dirty here in just a second.
Woo, talk dirty to me, Mr. Tom.
So, the more you work with your biscuit dough, the tougher and flatter your biscuits are gonna be. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to roll it out just like that and call it done.
Wow.
So, we got about a ½ inch, but that's still too flat for a biscuit.
So you really don't need it. You just like...
Never need your biscuit dough.
Okay.
You can knead bread because it has chew. Biscuits don't. They need to be light and fluffy. So we'll take our biscuit cutter. We're going to put a little flour on it, and we're going to cut it. Put the biscuit cutter back in the flour. That got away. My, that is quite delicious. A little more flour on the hand. We're going to round that up. And what this does, it gives you a more manageable size, and it makes it taller. Taller biscuit, the lighter and the fluffier. So we're going to put that right there against the edge of the pan like that. And we're going to move on to our next biscuit.
Those sure are pretty, Mr. Tom.
Cut it. A little more flour because you don't want anything sticking to you. Just round it out just like so. And it'll take a minute or two for you to get that down pat, but that's all right. You got all kind of time. Biscuits, you need to make biscuits every day. This temple was built on biscuits.
It's a mighty fine temple, Mr. Tom.
You worship it, don't you?
Some days I do.
Alrighty. Pause. Okay, we've got our biscuits in our pan. Now, very important, you never wash your rolling pin. You just wipe it down when you get through with it. Shake off your excess flour. You don't want to use old flour.
Okay.
So, now that we've got our biscuits in our pan, isn't that pretty? We're going to put them in the oven because it is up to temperature, 500 degrees. Now, I just happen to have a pan in here right now. And put those in. And this is what a hot pan of biscuits looks like. Now,
I do declare, Colonel Tom, those are some mighty fine biscuits. Whew, the wine must be getting to me. I called you Colonel Tom instead of Mr. Tom. I apologize.
Not a problem, Miss Angela. Apology accepted. Now, what I also like to do once these come out of the oven, someone needs to get the butter sliced up while I go ahead and separate these beautiful biscuits. I like to get them right here where they touch, and they're going to be so nice and soft. Miss Angela, if you do me the honors of go ahead and cutting a few pats of butter.
Okay.
While I do this, because when I take these up, they're going to be really,
well,
really
Mr.
hot.
Tom, it'd be my pleasure.
Beautiful biscuit.
Look at the bottom
look how
of that.
fluffy. Nice and golden brown. We're going to take our fork and we're just going to split that puppy open just like that right there.
Ooh, butter some biscuits.
Now, Miss Angela, I like my bottoms up.
And why is that, why is that, Mr. Tom?
That's how I like it. Bottoms up.
Ooh, making me blush, Mr. Tom.
Once all these get buttered, it's time to enjoy. It's been a great having on Miss Angela's show today. Miss Angela, time for me to butter your biscuit.
Oh, have a good day.